Hi, thanks for coming on. Andy with you here on Monday, August the 16th, looking ahead to games in England in the Championship League 1 and League 2 on Tuesday and Wednesday night. So don't forget, some of these games are on Tuesday and some of them are on the Wednesday. Okay, let's get into it. Barnsley, Luton. Barnsley 50. 26-24 Luton, 6-5 Barnsley. You can get their evens on my book, so you're getting 0.2 extra. There is quite a bit of value about actually this week in these midweek fixtures. Yeah, so you're getting 0.2 extra. It's just a question of whether you think it's worth it. I mean, if this was a bet in Scottish football, I wouldn't think twice about backing Barnsley, but I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't know enough. I'm apprehensive, if you like, because it's not something. It's not a league which, although I've sort of compiled figures and rated teams over the years in all leagues, I don't feel comfortable in saying to somebody, "Oh yes, that's a bet in the Championship, Premiership, whatever," because it's not a league I specialise in. I mean, I use exactly the same methods as I did in the Scottish football, to the Euros, to these English leagues. It's just, and I am just not as familiar with the teams. But you know, I think as you saw at the weekend in the Premiership, I mean, someone did email last night and say they backed Tottenham and they'd done Tottenham double chance because the amount of value that was in it. And I mean, I'm really pleased about that. I didn't do it myself, which was a silly thing to do, I know, but you know, there's value in these bets. There's value in Barnsley. Blackpool 40, 27 draw, 33 Coventry. Again, there's 0.25 in Blackpool, but you've got to weigh that up. There's a 60% chance Coventry are going to win this match. So just a question of whether you think there's enough in that for a bet that wins 40% of the time based over the course of X amount of bets over X amount of years. Huddersfield 32, draw 24, Plymouth 44. So there is a chance I just might have overrated. Plymouth, that's Preston. I just think that there could be a slight chance of overrated Preston because I fancied them really strongly first week of the season and they fell apart at home to Hull. But I'm sure they're better than that. But again, it's a question of whether you think a bet with a 44% chance of winning at 2-1 with 3/4 of a point extra in it is value. I mean, it certainly is value. If it was Scotland, I wouldn't think twice. Millwall 33, 26 draw, 41 Fulham. Again, I mean, this is what I talk about when I say you've got to weigh things up. 5-2 seems attractive on the surface. Yep, 5-2, that's a great price. But this is the bit what interests me and this figure here. Now, you're getting half a point extra in it, but it's only got a 33% chance of coming off. Now, if you look at this, it's got a 44% chance coming off, and you're getting 0.75, you're getting 3/4. So if you were to choose between backing one of these two, it's a no-brainer that you back Preston. 26% draw, 41% Fulham. There's nothing there. Peterborough, Cardiff, 36%, 25, 39. Real tough game to weigh up. Now, again, I mean, here you see there's 0.65 in Peterborough, more than there is Millwall, and they've got a 3% chance more of beating Cardiff than what Millwall have of beating Fulham. So although there's value in this bet, and 5-2 is an attractive price, when you weigh up bets like this and the Preston bet, they're better bets. I'm not going to say Peterborough's going to beat Cardiff or Preston's going to beat Huddersfield, but and it's like this bet, Cardiff are the most likely to winners because they're the highest rated. Swansea 38, draw 25, Stoke 37. Again, I mean, there's 0.38 in that on 38%. So, you know, that's nowhere near as good a bet as Preston because there's double the margin in that. And they've got an extra 6% chance of winning. But Swansea, I do think, will come good sooner rather than later. But I don't think they're in for a great season. Now, this is a bet that if this was in Scotland, I'd want to be with it. Reading, 57%, should be odds on 3 to 4. It's 5 to 4. It's got a high rating. You're getting half a point extra in it. This is what I call a classic value bet. I love 5 to 4 shots that should be sort of 3 to 4 because there's bang on half a point extra in it, and 57%. These are like I've said and shown you, these are the bread and butter bets of football betting. You can't get rich quick betting on football. It's a slow burner. You have to win small and often, but this is probably one of my most favourite bets in football betting. Teams that are rated over 50% that I can get odds against that should be odds on, and there's plenty of value in it. And do I think Reading will win? They got a 57% chance, but it doesn't mean they're going to win. But in the long term, this bet will come off 57% of the time. Birmingham 32, draw 23, Bournemouth 45. There's a bit in Bournemouth. Again, 45%, you're getting 0.12. 57%, you're getting 0.50. It's a no-brainer if you're forced to choose between the two, but it doesn't mean that Reading are going to win and Bournemouth aren't going to win. This is what you have to weigh up, and it's when you come out with these figures and you think, yeah, that's a definite bet, there's so much other stuff you have to weigh up. Hole 62, draw 25, Derby 13. Should be 8 to 13 hole, they're 10 to 11. Again, there's value in it. There's almost a third of a point extra. I wouldn't put you off. The figure's high. It's a game which, like I say, if this was Scotland, very similar to sort of, I think Montrose had a figure sort of similar to this or something the other day, I'd have been all over it had it been Scotland. Middlesbrough QPR, nothing in that game at all. Tough game to call as well, 35, 31, 34. Forest, Blackburn, 37% Forest, there's nothing in that, 31% draw, and 32%, I mean, I'm not going to bother putting up little bits that are in the draw. 32% Blackburn. West Brom, Sheffield United, 56% should be odds on. They're 11 to 10. So you're getting 0.3 extra in West Brom. But again, you compare that to the Reading bet. Bit of a difference, isn't it? 21% Sheffield United. Again, I mean, there is some really good value about in the Championship this week, midweek. Wherever you look, every game there seems to be something. So again, sort of Reading 57 at 5 to 4, West Brom 56 at 11 to 10. Now, if this was Scotland, I'd be having two sizable bets on Reading and West Brom, and there's over a 50% chance that one of them, they're both going to win. Now, I'd expect at least one of them to win, which would put me in profit. So, don't let me put you off. I've done these ratings so you can see them and you can make decisions yourself. But again, West Brom, they're rated to win, as are Reading. Let's go on to League One. Accrington, Doncaster. Again, we get a team that's in the 50s, should be odds on, odds against. There's 0.2 in that. Burton Sunderland. I can never make case. I don't like backing Sunderland, but this is not me that's made this sort of decision. It's the way my methods have come up with this figure. So there's actually value in Sunderland, 0.17. But again, why would you want to take 0.17 for a team that's got 45 and you get 0.2 for a team that's got 52? It doesn't really make any sense. Ipswich the same. You got a 41% chance, a tenth of a point in that. And, there's a 59% chance it's not going to come off. So, I mean, this game is much more betting friendly. Lincoln 38, draw 26, and Bolton 36. There's a bit in Bolton, but as you can see, I mean, this game is such a tight call. 38, 26, 36. It's not a bet I would sort of, really want to have. But it's a value bet, but it isn't the most likeliest winner. MK Dons Charlton 29, 25, 46. Now, again, I mean, you got a team here that's rated 46. They're rated 1% more than Sunderland, 5% more than Ipswich, and you're getting 0.65. That's a decent figure, and I wish I could find bets like that in Scotland. 7-4, about 11-10 shots. I would certainly want that. Morecambe Rotherham 28, 26, 46, and here we go. I mean, this, there's 0.25 in extra in there, so that's value. But again, they got a 28% chance of winning. I think Clyde had a 28, didn't they? And I honestly can't remember. But anyway, that's like the Clyde was a brilliant value bet because there was over a point in it, and even though it was lower rated, even though it was a low rating. Whereas this, you see, is a low rating, but there's not much in it. There's only 0.25 in it. Oxford Crew, 58% Oxford. There's a 20th of a 0.05 in it extra. 24% 18 Crew. Plymouth 37, draw 29, Cambridge 34. Again, there's a bit of value in there, but 34%, there's a 66% chance it's not going to come off, and they're not rated to win. Plymouth are. Portsmouth. Now, these two games really did sort of interest me because these are both priced up exactly the same, or pretty much the same as me. 56, 26, 18. I put Pompey in at 4-5. Bookies have got them in at 4-5 too. And Sheffield Wednesday 53, 10-11. Bookmakers got them in at 10-11, 3-1 the draw, and 22% 7-2 Fleetwood. So there's nothing in those games, but Portsmouth and Sheffield Wednesday are rated to win. Wickham 36, 29, 35. So 0.22 in Wickham extra. They're not rated to win, but I wouldn't want to get involved in a game their figures were 36, 29, 35 if there was only 0.22 extra in it. It is a value bet on Wickham. You're getting over 2-1 for a 15-8 shot, but there's not enough in that to even think about it. Similar like this last match here, Wimbledon 40, draw 30, Gillingham 30. Nothing in though. I mean, there's a bit in the draw, but again, it's worthless. 30% Gillingham. You're getting 0.35, so there's a bit in it. These are one that sort of counterbalances because Wickham have got a bigger chance of winning than Gillingham, but there's more in the price for Gillingham than there is Wickham. So these are the bets that sort of you do I, don't I? I wouldn't, but again, there's value in it, but they're not rated to win. League Two, there's a couple of decent value bets in here, I thought. Barrow 36, draw 20 at Exeter 36. I thought that was a big price for Exeter. 7-4 Barrow. Exeter over 2-1. Although it's going to be a really tight game, isn't it? 36, 28, 36. But there is something in Exeter. Bradford 45, draw 23, Stevenage 32. Now, this is a bet that would sort of interest me in Scotland for sure. This sort of is like the Clyde bet, sort of similar. You're getting sort of 1 in 3 chance of winning. Should be 2-1. You're getting just a bit more than 3-1, so you're getting 1.2 points extra. That's a good figure. But again, you do have to weigh that up, that bet's only going to come off 32% of the time throughout the course of a season or a series of 100 bets or whatever, 1,000 bets. Bradford are the most likeliest winners, but there's nothing in Bradford. But you're getting over a point in Stevenage. Bristol Rovers 41, draw 29, Oldham 30. There's a bit in there. The only reason I've put that bit there extra in the draw was because 59% for a double chance. If you could maybe get odds against about the double chance or something, I thought that was a sort of a value-ish bet. Colchester Mansfield 36, 26, 38. These games are so tight, aren't they? But you're getting value in Colchester. 0.55. 7-4. They're 23-10. Crawley 33, draw 30, Salford 37. I have warned you about Salford. I don't think they've won a game yet. I stand corrected if I'm wrong, but again, they're a team that's going off far too short all the time, and I really, really wouldn't touch them. And there's almost half a point in Crawley, 0.4. But again, Salford are the most likeliest winners. Let's be clear on that. But there's nothing in the price for Salford, and there's a bit in Crawley. Port Vale Carlisle 45, 27, 28. There's a quarter of a point in Port Vale. They are the most likeliest winners. So, if you were going to weigh that up against Crawley and Colchester, both of those aren't rated to win, but they've got more value in than Port Vale, whereas Port Vale are rated to win. So that's when it becomes sort of do I, don't I? But personally, I like value in bets, and I do like a high rating. That's the sort of two things that I lean towards. Rochdale Forest Green, 30, 25, 45. There's 0.35 in Forest Green. I think that's probably about fair enough. But again, it's a 55% chance it's not going to come off. And do you go with it? Swindon 33, draw 27, 40 Tranmere. I've put the blue bit in the wrong place there, actually. That blue bit should be there because there's 0.2 in Tranmere and there's nothing in Swindon. So that should be black and that should be blue. Sorry. And they are the most likeliest winners. Excuse me. And finally, Walsall, Scunthorpe 45, 27, 28. Walsall, I don't know why I've done that because there's a bit in Scunthorpe. 5 to 4, they've put in odds on. I would have no interest at all in that. Scunthorpe are 100 to 30. They should be 11 to 4. There's 0.58 in that, but 0.58 for a 28% chance probably isn't enough. But that's it, guys. Let's see how those ratings go tomorrow and Wednesday. And I'll be back Thursday morning and we will do the Scottish and everything else then. So fingers crossed for tomorrow and Wednesday, and I'll be back Thursday. Bye for now.